This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. A new report shows inflation is slowing down, and that could be good news for holiday shoppers. Elise Preston reports.
Yep, we have angel number jewelry.
Inflation has Anna Center looking for holiday gifts that fit into her budget.
We are kind of in the process of getting a house, and right now the market is outrageous.
Judy Bacon and Lisa Wallace's family decided to do a Secret Santa this year and limit the number of gifts.
How has inflation impacted
a lot. I think everything's more expensive.
A new government report shows prices on most items we buy are still going up, but not as much as before. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says overall prices jumped 7.1% in November compared to the previous year. That's down from 7.7% in October and the June peak of 9.1%.
I think that we're trending in the right direction. 5 consecutive months where we're seeing the pace of inflation decelerating.
Much of that deceleration is being fueled by falling gas prices, down more than 50 cents in the last month, according to AAA.
Good morning.
President Biden, who faces heavy Republican criticism over inflation, pointed out that price hikes for many necessities are also easing.
Food inflation slowed last month, providing much-needed relief for millions of families at the grocery store.
But shelter is one category that continues to climb, which includes rent prices.
The fact that shelter went up is not a great sign, but economists do expect that that rate will drift down.
The inflation slowdown will likely cause the Federal Reserve to slow down interest rate hikes. On Wednesday, the Fed is expected to increase a key rate, but not as much as previous months.
As we hit midweek, COVID-19 cases remain a bit high in the territory, although they are declining a bit. According to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health, there are currently 74 active COVID cases territory-wide, with 55 on St. Croix, 19 on St. Thomas, and no active cases still on St. John. It is a season of joy and cheer, but the holidays can also be stressful, and research shows heart attack deaths are more likely this time of year. So here's more on how to have a heart-healthy holiday.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but also when we tend to overindulge.
We may not eat as healthy. We may eat salty foods. We may eat sugary foods. We also may drink more alcohol than we usually do.
A 2018 study published in the BMJ Medical Journal says this time of year, heart attack deaths are more likely, especially among those who are most vulnerable.
One of the main drivers of it seems to be that people tend not to seek medical attention as much over the holidays.
Dr. Mitchell Elkind with the American Heart Association says that's why it's critical to know the signs of a heart attack, including chest pain, pain in arm, neck, or jaw, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing. There can also be subtle signs like nausea, indigestion, breaking out in a cold sweat, or feeling lightheaded and dizzy.
If they do experience signs or symptoms of a heart attack, call 911, even if it's over the holidays.
Dr. Elkin says you can also prepare for a heart-healthy holiday by limiting alcohol, getting exercise and enough sleep, taking some time for yourself, and by eating healthy.
If you're going to go to a party, a holiday party, and enjoy, which we should, then maybe watch what you're eating earlier in the day or the other days of the week.
The American Heart Association says to check on those who are more vulnerable, like the elderly. If you're going away for the holidays, make sure they have enough medication while you're gone. Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, has been indicted on fraud and campaign finance charges. The former FTX CEO was one of the biggest names in cryptocurrency before his exchange collapsed this year. He was denied bail in a hearing Tuesday in the Bahamas. He's going to be remaining in detention there until his extradition hearing, which is set for February 8th. 9 million people received emails that mistakenly said their student loan forgiveness was approved. The Department of Education mistakenly sent out the emails last month, which said their application for student loan forgiveness had been approved in the subject line. However, the body of the email, which just confirmed receipt of the borrower's application, was correct. Those 9 million borrowers are now getting corrected emails. Borrowers should not expect to see debt relief unless the U.S. Supreme Court allows the program to move forward. A decision's not expected until June. If the Supreme Court finds the forgiveness program is legal, millions of low and middle income borrowers will be eligible for up to $10,000 in federal student debt cancellation. Pell Grant borrowers would be eligible for up to $20,000 of debt relief. More than 12,000 Virgin Islands students qualify for the student loan relief plan. 7,800 USVI student loan borrowers are eligible, and 4,700 Pell borrowers in the territory are eligible for Pell Grant debt relief. But again, that's all on hold while the plan is being litigated in court. Today's cars are safer than ever, but one group is pushing automakers to make them even safer. Jared Hill explains.
For 25 years, crash tests conducted by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety focused on how well vehicles protect people in the front seat. Now those tests include passengers in the back.
We're measuring the likelihood of injury to that rear passenger that's now seated right behind the driver.
IIHS President David Hardy says in this analysis, small SUVs hit a barrier at 40 miles per hour with an adult-sized dummy in the front and a dummy about the size of a 12-year-old in the back. All of the vehicles tested received high marks for preventing injuries to the driver, but when the rear passenger was factored in,
only 2 of the vehicles got a good rating, and 9 of the vehicles got a poor rating.
The Volvo XC40 and Ford Escape are the 2 that earned a good overall grade. Compare this crash to another vehicle that received a poor rating. The head turned violently before slamming into the seat. In another SUV, the head actually goes under the airbag and hits the door. Seat belts are a big reason why. In the front seat, vehicles have belts with a tension system that mitigates the force of the crash. The 9 SUVs rated poor did not have those same belts in the back seat.
Adding this kind of technology in the rear seat could certainly reduce the likelihood of you being severely injured or killed when riding in the rear of the vehicle.
Harkey says automakers are aware of the findings and some are already making changes to help keep everyone in the car safe.